Hi, Gemini. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. How are you? I hope everyone is doing well. Gemini, I'm so happy you joined us today. If you're not Gemini, somewhere in your chart, if you don't have it, that's fine. Don't be shy, just stop by. It's a timeless reading, so whenever you are drawn to this reading or whenever you receive it, it's yours at that time. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're still interested, or if you're interested, there's a deal going on until the 15th of May, 20% on all private healing readings and on all higher guidance coaching calls. You'll find everything you need to know down in the link below. In general, I'm very grateful for all of your support. Thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for your lovely comments, for your support. I really, really appreciate this. Okay, Gemini, I received a channeling for you, as I usually do now before the readings. There was also a chanting, but we'll get to that. I'll attach that to your extended over on Patreon if you're interested. 1111 a month for everything that is created within that month and that was created before. So go check it out if you feel drawn to it. So what came through for you in the channeling is now you know how it's done, is what Spirit said. And they're speaking about an experience that has really taught you something. So they also said leaving a piece of you behind. I was immediately reminded of the Osiris card, the proper burial card in the Isis deck. Now there's an invocation over there on Patreon that I did for the Osiris for the proper burial already. You can go look it up if you wish to. And leaving a piece of you behind so that something new within you can be born. So this was a necessary process in order for you to be something else, someone else, something that's, the next phase of your life, so that that can start. And they told me also, be excited, Gemini, be very excited. And with that came a lot of smirking, a lot of smiling, a lot of, it was like smirk, smirk. It's the cherry on top. And it was so funny the way this came through. It was kind of like hee, kind of like that. So so I'm assuming your guides may be funny as well, and you may, if you're in communicating with them already, which I think you are, then you'll receive lots of this. This is almost like deva energy, so nature spirit energy, where it's just like they're kind of making their little jokes here and there, although it may be tough to go through some things, but they're always like cheerful and they like to cheer you on and up. And the interesting thing about the chanting was there was a lot of comfort that came through with the vibration, because I can feel it in my heart what they want to give through, and I'm just allowing it to resonate through me, much like the singing bowl I used to use. And it seems like I have become that singing bowl because I couldn't bring it with me for the time being. And now this is telling me something about, emotionally. So lots of comfort, lots of love. They want you to know that all is well. And it felt so good to receive this, right? It felt really, really good. Yeah, lots of comfort. So singing bowl vibration is important for you. Crystals, a lot of crystals wanted to come in. This lovely piece of amethyst also wanted to come in. So amethyst is also very good to have by your bedside for sleeping, so that no negative, okay, so that no negative interferences may be there. It's just like to keep your energetic field clear, especially when you're sleeping. It's also just really good to be there for protection, also good for manifesting. And saging. Sage, please use sage. This could be a very specific message because you may have been using something else, but there's, in my own experience, also nothing quite as powerful as sage. And we're burning some chopal over here too. So that wanted to come into your reading, but sage particularly because that's a different thing. It's like bleach to all the energies. It's like, let it all go, let it all out. And you'll feel the relief. It's going to be like, oh, thank God I used sage. And then after that, you want to put something else on top because, like I said, it functions like bleach. So it's like the good and the bad, like everything is gone, and then you can put something new on top, which is interesting because that's how they came through with here at first too, right? Something you're leaving a piece of you behind, like completely, so that something new can be born within yourself. And the last sentence that they gave me, which is really funny because it fits in. I didn't quite make the connection as I wrote down what they gave me, but I make it now. So there's also something for you. You may not have made the connections as the different puzzle pieces came together, but you do make it now. So what they said is, don't nobody dare enter this place of peace and serenity. It was the strong feeling of you making your boundaries very clear, and you're saying energetically also, this is my space, it's nobody else's space. And this may be just what you have learned. Now you know how it's done. And this could also speak, and you may have picked up energetic practices, and it's very, very important to protect yourself and to learn different techniques to keep your energy field clear on a daily basis is very, very important. If you would like to know more about this, you can reach out to me and book a session, and I'll be most happy to be helpful to you with that, so we can discuss it and I can share with you what I know about this and share some techniques with you if you're in need of this. Otherwise, just go online. Like there's a lot of stuff in that. Just see what resonates with you. All right, Gemini, that's what they gave me for you here. And your very first card out is the Cosmic Heart, Cosmic Christ. And it's interesting because it reminds me of the bracelets that I did, the charged bracelets. I continued where I am now with crystals. So I'm charging crystals with an intention that is just for you. Interesting that that wants to come through right now. You may be working on a business model of some sort, trying to integrate like your spiritual, making a spiritual business basically is what they're giving me for you here. And what I do is I charge crystals, and I charge them with a channeled intention so that people can take them home with them, and so that it serves as an anchor. So there's something, if you are interested in this, I wasn't planning on offering this at all, but apparently some of you may need this. So I can still channel an intention for you, Gemini. And it's a very short one. If you reach out to me, I'll think of a price, because I haven't set a price for this channel. This just came through spontaneously because this is really serving as an anchor and to remind you of what you need right now. But it's definitely cheaper than the 20 or 40 minutes. So I may just offer that in a different format. Anyways, so Cosmic Heart, Cosmic Christ is coming out for you, and I'll read that to you now. Atlantean Lemurian energy for sure. The ocean is very important to some of you, and so are the mountains. Mountain spirits. You are elevating your vibration towards the frequency of limitless supply and unconditional love. Spiritually, you are reaching for a high level of attainment. Past pain and self-defeating behaviors shall no longer have a place in your heart. Christ consciousness is an expression of divine love that comes straight from the universal heart. It triggers a transmutation and evolution so absolute that we are irrevocably changed. Exactly. I was still thinking about the butterfly. Don't know if it gets old, but I keep saying it, but it's such a perfect metaphor for this. You know, the butterfly or the caterpillar actually leaves some part of them behind in order to be something completely different, something completely changed. We increasingly become an embodied expression of pure divine will and an unwavering expression of divine love for all who are in need. This process takes lifetimes to complete. As you proceed, you will receive countless blessings to support your journey and fulfill your sole purpose of serving love. There will also be tests. These give the spirit a chance to develop mastery. There will be tests of forgiveness. It is easier to forgive when you don't harbor resentment at natural limitations, which is like being angry at the sun for not shining at night. Aha, yeah. Um, okay, there will be a ritual meditation, a new one coming out very, very soon. I'm just working on it right now. Should be finished very soon. And part of it is, you know, being okay with what they give and what they don't give, and still saying I'm open to receive. That this is interesting. So be grateful for what they choose to give and what they don't choose to give, because there's a sense in all of it. Natural laws prevail. So whenever we are speaking of the sun, a child, or ourselves as we grow, compassion allows forgiveness to flow more easily. There will also be tests of power. As you grow, you will become more powerful. You can use that power to help or hinder others, to manipulate them through fear or encourage them with love. You can nurture yourself on your path, or you can relentlessly criticize yourself for your errors. You can claim your power comes from some superiority you possess, or you can see yourself as a surrendered vehicle animated in purposeful action through the grace of the divine. You may feel you need to sacrifice yourself for others, but you are just as much in need of love as any other being on this planet. When you are full and overflowing, what you share with others can enhance you and them. It is not a choice between what nurtures you and what nurtures others, as if though those were competing needs. In the realm of the Christ, what nurtures you is actually nurturing for all. When you are feeling diminished or drained, you have been pulled out of the higher frequencies of peace and kindness to yourself, become trapped in unforgiveness or power games, or seduced by the lesser truths of another, rather than the truth of your own heart. Christ calls to you now to receive his love for you and to allow your own heart to feel the grace and healing of this. And the invocation here I will post over on Patreon, but again, you can also reach out to me and I'll send it to you, no problem. And now we're going to hop into the tarot here for you, Gemini. Already pre-shuffled all of your cards, and we'll see what's going on with you here. Oh yeah, Eight of Swords. So this is the mind, low self-esteem actually, and this is interesting because this is what wants to be released right now and what wants to be seen by you. So this could be uncomfortable. This could have happened already to you, where you released a part of yourself and accepted, brought back part of yourself that you once lost. And this, again, can be an uncomfortable process because we have to actually look at it and see how we once treated ourselves. And there's forgiveness in that as well, as to forgiving yourself for the way you've treated yourself. But you didn't know any better, right, Gemini? Please don't be hard on yourself here because you just didn't know any better. The incantation is going to help you a lot, I feel, because it really brings that comfort in that you seem to be needing here, or when you're already through that process that you seem to have needed. Maybe it still applies to you. So that part is like, I'm getting shaming. Maybe you've been shamed for something that you did as a child, or maybe later on in life, maybe sexuality wise, maybe just like for being your beautiful self, you know, and being shamed for that. How could you, or why are you the way you are? I don't like this. It's like, no, honey, you're perfect the way you are. You're absolutely gorgeous and fantastic, Gemini, and I love you and love you as well. Love yourself like Christ loves you, right? With everything. It's so healing when this happens, and also when you see it reflected in another, which is what is bound to happen. When you start to go through these processes, others will show up and will reflect exactly that back to you, like the gorgeous light that you are. But I feel you've done most of the work here, and this is just something that comes up, but it may come up strong. It may come up strong. Just now reminding me of the new moon in Taurus that is happening on the 30th of April. So that one is coming up. So that means emptying yourself. You could also be doing a fast, or there's an indication here that a fast would be beneficial to you, because that really actually helps when you do a fast and when you clear out like your intestinal system. That really helps not only your immune system, but also it helps with clearing out the old. It really, really does. Spirit put me through that myself like a bunch of times. I didn't want to do it, but then Spirit initiated. I couldn't, and it just happened. I just went along with it. But that's really helpful in exactly those processes, not just to help the body recover a lot faster and better, but also to get rid of the old energies, much like they said with the sage in the beginning. Just go along with it. They'll guide you. Okay, Gemini, just go along with, yeah. Yes. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, Gemini. Like the Phoenix rising, you have the sun card here. death and rebirth, right? But fully being reborn. What they're giving me is like, yeah, lower chakras. So it's like the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakra. And with that, boom, your heart. You may want to have a look at the Taurus reading because there was like a huge chakra, a heart chakra opening as well. It felt absolutely fantastic. The Taurus birthday reading where the extended was attached. Wow, but this is like shining like the sun. You recognizing your beautiful self again. It's like being reborn again in the sense of it's almost like you have the chance of a new life here. It's like literally being born again. Like interesting. It's like you were given a new chance of this life, but it's like the slate is wiped clean. It's wiped clean completely so that you can rise. But again, for the phoenix to be rising, it has to be burned down completely to the ashes, right? And then they rise, like fully reborn. It's quite something. I'm reminded of Harry Potter right now, so maybe you like Harry Potter or that scene where the phoenix is really rising. It's like, oh my God, what's happening, right? And but then the bird is rising from the ashes and it's completely new. It's like a baby. And same with you here. You're like a baby, and you're having that awesome love for self like the baby has, because the baby doesn't question what they're doing. They're just existing. They just are. They're being fed, they're there. They're very, very present, and they don't really have cares in the world. When they're hungry, they're crying. When they're expressing freely without thinking about, oh, who am I burdening with this? And this is a really good process to be happening, because this is anything but selfish. This is something that you need and that's necessary. You may even have, this could be very specific, have had parents that let you cry as a baby just to, discipline at such a young age already, which in my book is absolutely unnecessary, because the baby speaks and the baby wants to communicate, and this is the only way that they can. And for them to be neglected in such a way, I don't like it. Okay, and with that, I feel my solar plexus. So there we could be talking about really like inner baby work, basically inner baby work here for you, where it's just where your needs just weren't acknowledged. Yeah, but claim them back totally, Gemini. The next card out is the Ace of Swords. So standing in your truth and knowing that it's totally okay to be who you are. Look, because we're going from the Eight of Swords to the Ace of Swords, which is very close in when you speak it out. Eight of Swords to the Ace of Swords. And we do have the moon here, the waning moon actually included. So have a look at the moon. The moon can really help you with all the ancient feminine energies that she holds, and she may actually help you pull out the right sword here, because it's just one sword that you're taking along, and you're no longer blocked or inhibited by those thoughts or feelings. But I rather would say it's thoughts. It's about rewiring your brain that is happening currently. Yeah. Yeah, both of them they say. So we have the Ten of Wands, this direction actually, and then the Ten of Pentacles. And these could not be further apart, because the burdening, and Jesus loves you just as much. They want you to know this. Like, your guides love you in every position, whether you're in the Ten of Rods or in the Ten of Pentacles. It doesn't matter to them. Like, you're being shown a light on here, Gemini, for sure. And this burdened you for a while here, is what I feel, with the low self-esteem, with the low, you are not allowed to have certain things because you just don't deserve them, which is so untrue. But I totally get it. I totally get where you're coming from. But this is about to transform, like, in a huge way. And the transformation, again, could not be more absolute, could not be more drastic also, and more beautiful, because it's like from rags to riches, really. It's so, so gorgeous. I love this for you, Gemini. I love this. Wow. This is so cool. Absolutely. And they saw you and they loved you and they comforted you through all of this. You may not always have felt it, but they're really giving it to me right here. And just keep going, Gemini, because the results here, they really speak for themselves. They really speak for themselves. And this suffering that you went through, this was not in vain. Absolutely not in vain. This was like a great lesson for you that may have gone on for many, many years. I love you so much, Gemini. We're going to pull more cards and take this over to the extended. if you're interested to follow us over to Patreon, link down below. And yeah, 20% on all the readings and all the coaching calls if you're interested, or also charging crystals. Like, make a suggestion how much you want to pay for it. Or maybe I'll set the price and I'll let you know. I don't know yet because that came in spontaneously. Okay, my friend, I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time or over on Patreon. Bye, friends.